everyone! The sun has come out, finally! And today we're going to see how to draw the forearm, and that's it, follow me! Okay, so I'm going to tell you the first few most important things, in my opinion, about the forearm. And that is that the only thing that the forearm does, because it doesn't move by itself, everything that the forearm does is do this, and this is moved by the muscles in the arm, is actually move the wrists and move the fingers. Every muscle that is that moves the fingers and the wrists and twist it, that is the most important part, are all in the forearm. And that's what we're going to see right now. So what I have here are three very sketchy arms in different wrist positions. Now, the most important thing about this is because, well, the forearm structure is made of two bones, one that it connects here, one that it connects here, and they both connect here in the elbow, and the thing is that they twist and move. So I did some quick sketch of the bones. So when your arm is relaxed, the bones here are, well, give me just a second. The bones here are a bit overlapped. When your arm is open, when you twist it like this, towards the outside, when you twist it like this, the bones are parallel, and when you twist it like this, the bones are super crossed when you do like this. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because there is one big muscle that helps here to do this movement, and it's a muscle that you have here. You have it in, well, very muscular arms, not mine, and that I always had trouble figuring out how that muscle works, because the rest of the muscles on the finger are basically just really thin muscles that connect from this part to the wrist, and then all of this is tendon. And that is you kind of want to wing it. Well, you can if you want to. I'm not so concerned about it, but I'm just concerned about one big muscle. Now this muscle is actually connected here to here. It's actually connected to this bone, and it comes like this. It gets bulky here. I'm going to draw very quick. I'm going to draw the bicep muscle here, so you can have some notion or where every muscle is. Here's the triceps, and this muscle here is the important one. I'm going to get rid of the bones. See, this is the muscle that I'm talking about. Now, it has a very complicated name that I didn't take the time to learn. So, for example, here in the relaxed arm, you have to come, if you're going to draw the bicep, that is kind of necessary, where here's the biceps. And then this muscle comes like this and gets a bit wide here, and it connects like this. And in this particular case, because it's not doing any strength, because all the strength is doing it here to do this, in this particular case, with the arm stretched to the other side, it is kind of like this. You have the bicep here, and it is just really stretched. So the more you bring it to this side, the more stretch it's going to be, and the more you bring it to this side, the more you twist your wrist this side, the more compressed it's going to be. Now, as I was telling you, for the rest of the muscles in the forearm, there is a muscle that does the opposite. For when you have your arm like this and you want to bring it to this side, is over here, but it is so mixed up with all of the muscles that have to do with the fingers that is not something that is not so prominent as this one that I'm showing you right now. So for the rest of the arm, what you have is just a lot of tiny muscles that connect to the fingers and help them move. You see them a lot in motion, but you never see them no matter how muscular your arm is. If your arm is relaxed, you never see it, but if you start moving your fingers and you just touch this part of your arm, you can feel all of them moving, like compressing and stretching. The same thing here, you can see here the tendon. You should try it. Now, since we're focusing on this muscle that is, in my opinion, the most important one of the forearm, I wanted to show it to you in its most relaxed way, because I realized that when you're stretching your arm, that muscle, since the arm is, well, I'm going to show you something first. So this particular muscle that I'm showing you, if I'm going to draw the bone, is going to be like this, the humerus is going to be something like this, and there's going to be like, well, the bones here, yada yada. The important thing is that this muscle is connected to this bone. It is attached like this, and it comes this way. So when you have your arm like hanging or stretched, that muscle is always stretched. It's not in its most like comfortable position, so to speak. It's not in a relaxed position. The way that muscle is relaxed is when you have your arm like this. When you have your arm like this, just folded in a 90-degree angle, it is when all the muscles of your arm are relaxed to the most. So in order to have, if you're doing an arm like this, well, here it becomes just a little bit easier, because what you have is muscles here, like this, then you have the bicep, and then you have the rest of the triceps here. And then for the rest of the arm, here what you have are a few muscles for the fingers. See, and when you see that relaxed and you see all those lines going this way, it kind of looks like pretty obvious or logical, or like that muscle makes sense, because most of the times it is in such a weird position. I mean, if you have it like, if you have your arm like this is going like this curve, we can draw that. You have it like this, if it's stretched, it is like in another different position. So for example, I have it here at another angle. What I wanted to show you was, well, if we're going to draw this, like this is this part of the hand. So this is the shoulder. If we're going to, like, the bone comes here, I'm going to draw some quick triceps here. This is the elbow, that since it's not stretched, all of the stretchy skin comes here like this. And then this particular muscle, it is attached to this bone here, and then it comes here and it is stretched. And because the bone is here, it has this curve that is really weird to identify where it comes, because it is hard to figure out where the muscle comes and goes. But if you look at this, you realize that the only thing that you're looking at is like this part getting stretched. So here in this particular case, you would have something like this. And then you will have all the muscles. Does it make sense to you? Because I'm like, it is such a weird muscle, because it is connected from this bone to this bone, and it's all like, for example, if you have your arm like this, it's not like usually bones are connected where they're not connected to muscles that are not like in the same line. But this is a muscle that starts, when stretched, it starts in a line and it ends on the same line. If you're folding it, no. If you're folding it, it makes a lot of sense, because it comes attached to this bone and then goes all the way like this. But when it's stretched, it's a pretty weird muscle. And you know what? I want to try to draw it on a folded arm that I didn't think about that. But if you're going to do a folded arm, I'm going to do this like super fast. More folded. Let's see, because I never tried actually to do this. The arm comes here. This looks weird already. Okay, so I want to figure out, like, well, you know, shoulder's going to be here, the bicep's going to be here. And this particular muscle, we could consider is going to be like folding on itself or something like that. Is it going to be like this? Should be something like this, right? I still need to figure it out. I'm doing it just now as I talk to you guys. It should be something like that. But I don't know. So it doesn't look that bad. Oh, what did I do? It doesn't look that bad. I think that this one, it's a little bit iffy, but it still makes sense if you think where the muscle is attached to and how it responds to certain movements and all of that. Because when you're drawing the forearm, that is the only prominent muscle that you have. You have to take into consideration where the bones that connect the wrist to the elbow are going to be, that are called the cubitus and the radius, I think. And thinking about that and how they move, you can realize how the rest of the bones are actually attached. And that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to show you something else about how to draw arms in different positions depending on what you want to do. If you have a character, what you want the character to do. That's it for today. My name is Javi and I can draw. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!